Hi everyone! Welcome back to Viv Mom Sews. This is August 2023 makes. Now I have 7 items to show you today, and it's a little bit of a miracle that I have these items. I'll tell you why. Many of you know that we adopted or rescued a Siberian Husky puppy 6 short weeks ago. Well, she has changed our lives, definitely for the better, but it's been quite a ride. In those 6 short weeks, she managed to disturb a bee's nest when we were walking in the woods, and we were swarmed by bees. Thankfully, none of us are allergic to bee stings because we got quite a few. Then our puppy, who is named Zinnia, she went into full-on heat. That is correct. We weren't prepared for that. We've never owned a dog before. Her rescue came about because we fell in love with her at first sight. And a woman on our street was looking to find a home for her, and we took one look at her and said, we're taking her. Did we think it through? Maybe not. Anyway, she went into heat, and for you dog owners out there who have had female puppies, you might know what that entails. Let's just say I ordered her some little pants to wear in the house, and she hated them. Then we had to have the spay surgery, and so she is 4 days out from that. She is doing beautifully. She had that crazy Elizabethan collar when she came home, and then we switched her to a little bodysuit, and that has made all the difference. So these have been some very challenging weeks in my life, and even when I would get a little chunk of time to sew, I was so sleep deprived and shell-shocked that it was all I could do to prepare meals and just sit at my computer and play hearts in a daze. So I finally got back to the sewing machine, and I'm here today to show you my August makes. As I said, there's only 7. I made a pair of shorts for Brad, but he's out walking Zinnia, so he's not gonna model those. Let's get started. I'll be right back. All right, let's kick things off with new look 6651. I loved this shirt dress when it came out. It's already a couple years old. I put short sleeves on it. You've got an elasticized waist with a full button placket down the front. And you have pockets. So here is what I got. This is just a really fun dress. Of course, I love the length on it. And I had this gorgeous rayon challis from Fabric Mart Fabrics. So I put these bright green buttons on it to pick up these vibrant colors. And it's a great little shirt dress. Now, I highly recommend this pattern. The order of construction is brilliant. Everything worked fine. The hardest thing for me about this dress was putting in the channels of elastic. So you have 2 channels right here, and you have to feed elastic through them. They recommend that you do that at the same time, like you don't put one in and then try to do the other. That was good advice, but it was hard. It was hard to do, and that surprised me that that was the most difficult thing with the pattern. The fabrics called for are challis, chambray, chino, and cotton types. All the C's. I can tell you that challis, It just hangs beautifully and moves beautifily, and this print, I had to get it. And I got it for a really good price. I think that Fabric Mart marked their challis down one day to $5.99 a yard. So it does take a bit of yardage, but you know, you get a really beautiful dress, you have a collar put on, and short sleeves. You can do a lot with this pattern. Highly recommend. New Look 6651. Kwik Sew 2954. This is a little wrap skirt. It's a learn to sew. It's great. No complaints. Had one odd instruction I'll tell you about. And my top is New Look 6434. I decided to do the ruffles around the sleeve, but I made mine a little bit shorter. And somebody got in touch with me and said, hey Viv, did you ever sew up your Liberty Tana lawn? And I said, why no, I haven't. So I got it out and I sewed it up. Can you see that? It's a really pretty print up close, but you know, when you back up, I don't know, the word that comes to mind is muddy. It gets a little muddy. I do think it's nice. It has orange in it to match the skirt. I should have sized down a little bit on the skirt, so I have slight gathering here just where I pull it to tie it. This is an orange linen blend. Of course, the top is Liberty. And to do these ruffles shorter, I just cut them the width that they wanted, but I folded them in half, wrong sides together, and attached them. And I figured the Liberty is so thin and light that I didn't think it would be a problem, and it's not. So there's a little button loop closure in the back of this top, and I made another top to go with the skirt. I'll go put that on right now. What can I say? Kwik Sew, if you want to learn to sew, this is a great pattern to start with, and it's really cute. Now, the odd instruction was at the very, very end of constructing the skirt. They said, if desired, put in a little buttonhole that you can feed the tie through. If desired, how else are you supposed to close it without a buttonhole? Maybe you could just hike it up over, I don't know. But I recommend you put in that buttonhole so that you can feed it through, tie it on the side, and you have a true wrap skirt. I'll go get the other little top that goes with it. Hang on. Simplicity 9148. I've made this pattern before. I really like the little top because it's A-line and it is made in stretch knit fabrics. So taking the skirt in a more casual direction, oh my gosh, look who it is. This is my old boy Zig, and he's gonna be 19 in September, and he does not like zinnia. Anyway, all right, so here's just a little sleeveless top to go with this skirt. Not planning on tucking it in, and I love the shape of this. See how it kind of fans out? I did some contrast binding. I had a border print ITY that came from Fabric Mart, and I think I got it, I might have paid $1 a yard. So it's very bold and bright, and you know, it works with the skirt. There is that top. We'll move right along. Zinnia just got home. If it gets a little noisy, that's why. Oh, and I also wanted to tell you the outfit that I wore at the opening of this video. I'll be sure to put the pattern numbers along with everything else in the description notes below. Hang on. Simplicity 7963. This is a pattern from 1997, and I really like the tie waist detail. And it says easy to sew. So I thought, good, sign me up. Well, it would have been easier to sew if I had not chosen gauze. This is gauze. I'm not sure if it's cotton or rayon or even a mix, but gauze kind of flops around. It does not have a lot of structure. It does not hold a shape. And that's okay, you know, that would have worked. But here's the thing. That tie that you tie around there in the yellow view, well, Simplicity has you do this really weird thing. The ties don't come out of the side seams. They have you attach an entire back to the dress, and the ties come off of that, and they're just narrow hemmed. But that means the wrong side shows, and this fabric has a very distinct and ugly wrong side. So I thought, no problem, I'll just line those ties. I'll sew right sides together and everything will be fine. But no, because the whole thing goes into the back. So there would have been problems at the junction where I would turn it and still have to fold it under for a narrow hem. I didn't have enough fabric to cut an entire back. So it started getting complicated, and then Simplicity decided to be cute. Every narrow hem that you have ever made, you turn it in 5/8 inches and then you fold it again and stitch it. But no, they said turn it in 3/8 inches and then fold it again. Why? I don't know. I just think, what? So there you can see the back of it, view A. And you just attach that back and then the ties come around. So my ties being, you see, here's that whole back thing. And I didn't have enough fabric to make an entire new back, so I just did these ties by pressing under, and then I sewed wrong sides together so that when I tie it, the ties would have the right side facing out. But let me tell you, this took some problem solving, and these days I can't do problem solving. I'm kind of just squeaking by, you know. So the dress took way longer than it should have. We have a nice V neck. I like that you can put short sleeves on it. I like the length. Being gauze, the length changes, longer on this side, shorter on that side. But I don't care. It's cool, it's comfortable. That back piece kind of flares out there, and it needs pockets. You know what? I paid 50 cents a yard for this fabric. So it's fine, and I do think it's a good pattern. I just think the old ties coming out of the side seams would do the trick rather than attaching an entire back. Other than that, how was the show, Mrs. Lincoln? You know, it's okay. It's an old pattern. All right, I'm going to put on some jeans that I sewed. No, they don't have all the rivets and all that jazz, but they are a pair of jeans, and we'll close up the show. Hang on. All righty. Simplicity 9266. These are jeans. I wrote a lot of notes, and I'll read them to you. They might be rather boring, but I thought they were important enough to mention. Now I'm wearing New Look 6394, an older New Look pattern that I turned into a top, and I'll talk about this in a minute. here are the jeans, okay? Now I like mine just kind of ankle length. They have a zip fly right here. They have a set-on waistband. They've got the pockets, and you put them in with the, you know, with the white, just like ready to wear. They have the little inset in the back, and lots of top stitching. You can certainly put the rivets on if you want to. I don't tend to wear my tops tucked in, but I could with these pants because I think the fit is pretty good. And I've never sewn jeans before. You know, I got real hacked off at a comment over at a reviewing website, and this person had made jeans, and so she was pretty happy, but she wrote in her review, "Can you really call yourself a home sewer if you have not made jeans? I don't think so." And I thought, come again? Yes, you can call yourself a sewer if you have not made jeans. I don't care if you've made a pillowcase. That's sewing, that is creating, and that is valid. So that's, you know, apropos of nothing, but I thought, I'm never gonna make jeans. Why would I make jeans? I just got all bent out of shape over that, but then I thought, well, I'll give it a whirl. I found this denim at Hobby Lobby, and I don't like Hobby Lobby anymore. That's a discussion for another show, but they've just turned their back on the home sewer, speaking of home sewing. However, they had this nice denim and I bought it. I like the color of it, but here's what I wrote about these jeans. Now, let me show you a line drawing. There they are. They're sort of high-waisted, see that? That comes up pretty high. I did put the waistband on, but I said that pocket notches, not all of these match. I verified it by comparing the pattern pieces, and so if you're gonna make them, just match your raw edges. Step 10 tells you to press the seam to the left. It is shown press to the right. Step 23, lower edge of stitching line, means just below the large dot. It's very strangely worded. Step 41, I wrote tricky. Don't tell you which shaped waistband pieces to interface. Front, left, and right waistband notches do not match. Pieces 5 and 3 form the pockets. Cut these out of something light, like a batiste or a lawn. And finally, the waistband doesn't fit. So, yeah, I definitely had some issues, but if you've made pants before, you'll be fine. I will say these do not have a lot of ease. They're close fitting, and if you usually size down in the big four, I'd be a little careful about that because, like I say, they're cut in a spare sort of way, and I do like that. I appreciate that there isn't a ton of extra ease. My top is this little ditzy print. This is a very light crepe, and I'll put the name of the fabric shop. I can't remember it offhand. It actually was not Fabric Mart. I love this pattern, and you know, these old new looks, they only have drawings. I'm very prone to drawings. I'm very attracted to drawings. I'm one of those weirdos who doesn't want to see pictures. I want to see drawings. And I love how they used to draw the patterns. This is a fine pattern. However, I'm going to caution you, that little point in the front where it goes up, that is not an easy sew. I got it. It's a little ugly inside, I'm not going to lie to you. But then I put the top on and I thought, oh, I really like it. So, you know, it's kind of like childbirth. all is forgiven, right? But that's definitely something to think about. It's just getting that point right there. You gotta sew up one side and stop. You gotta sew up the other side and stop and make sure they've met. I added a little bit of trim to the sleeve and I skipped the zip. I can get this shirt on right over my head. I took 6 inches off the length that I cut it as a shirt, and I might turn it up another 2 inches. That's the end. Those are my 7 pieces to show you for August. I'll list them all like I said before. Thank you for being here. Thank you for watching. Thank you for your patience. And I feel like things are starting to normalize in our household a little bit. We have baby gates everywhere because the cats are petrified of the puppy. And she's pretty big and rowdy, so you know, they have grounds. We've never done anything like this. So our house is all chopped up, and you know, Zinnia has had a colorful couple of weeks with us, but I feel like we're getting into a really good routine, and I'm getting back to my studio, which is what I love. So here's looking forward to September. I hope everyone is doing well, and thanks again for watching. See you soon. Bye.